Okay, well, we're Carl and
Andrew
Bowles Lair. We are coming up on our 7th year wedding anniversary. We were married on September 26, 1999. We dated for about a year before that. Oh, sorry, more specifically?
a year and almost 3 months.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between the artist and the scientist.
Well, my first name is Ken, my last name is Sharp, and this is my spouse, Boy Sharp. We have the same last name. We've been together for almost 4 years. We met on Valentine's Day. It was a blind date at the movie theater. It was a blind date. Our friends set us out, and we had a great time.
My name is Jess Weatherhold, and I met Melissa at a bar called East End Cafe in Newark, Delaware, and she was my waitress.
I'm Melissa Brayman, and I was her waitress about 6 years ago.
I'm Kendall.
I'm Phil.
Hi, Bill.
Phil. I went into his bar for the karaoke.
Bar Restaurant Club.
Bar Restaurant Club.
Growing up, let's see, I grew up in Baltimore, and very, very unique location where I grew up. I grew up in a cemetery. My father was the caretaker of a cemetery in Baltimore, and the house happened to be on the property. It was a nice. I mean, we had a nice family. Fairly uneducated and fairly blue collar, which actually led me to further desires of professional goals more than relationship goals. My parents are still together, happily married. They're both in their late 60s now, and still very much in love, which is great. And they're also very accepting of me. Took some time for them to get there. Obviously, I'm in my mid-40s now, and well, getting married to a man was a hurdle for my mother. My father, very accepting. My mother, not so accepting. At least not at first. Of course, we're approaching our 7th anniversary. Wow. 7 years ago. My mom, the older they get, the more religious they get. The more they cling to what I would classify as a Christian myth. But she was afraid for, as she put it, afraid for my soul. But 7 years later, she's just as in love with my husband as I am. So it's a very warm feeling. It's a very family-oriented feeling, both whether gay, straight, it doesn't really matter. It's a relationship between people is a relationship between people. And sexuality really has, in my opinion, not a lot to do with the relationship of an individual. And, well, for at least between two people. From society's point of view and what those pressures put on you is an entirely different story, but from a one-to-one perspective, man and woman, two women, two men, relationship is a relationship.
Growing up, I grew up in Bowie, Maryland, so I'm fairly local to where we are living right now. Bowie, Maryland, at least when I was growing up, was, I would say, your classic suburbia environment. Almost every house had at least one, if not more, kids, so there was always plenty of friends and playmates.